Something I figured out over the last 5 years is I reverse engineered the underwriting process to understand exactly what they're looking for. So when you apply for a credit card, if you do the right framework, then you can get approved for max limit on a per card basis. So this is 50 to 75K on a per card basis with some of the top banks. And you can do that over 8 different cards and quite easily get between $100,000 and $250,000 at 0% interest for the first 12 to 18 months. So in my first year of starting to figure this out, I got approved for over $500,000 of business funding. And I just really cracked the code because I had inside information from the banks who had contacts with the underwriters. So I knew exactly what they were looking for. And I reverse engineered that process to then help people get access to this type of funding. So I've helped over 3,000 people over the last 5 years get access to business funding, total funded on confirmed results of over 100 million collectively funded on 0% interest business credit cards. And it's just been an amazing journey. One thing that Bridger was presenting on was about John D. Rockefeller. And one of the reasons John D. Rockefeller was able to move so quick at the beginning of his journey is because he had access to money. He had really good bank relationships, and then he accumulated a bunch of money, but he had really good borrowing power. And so he used that money to acquire all this land and acquire different businesses. And so when I learned that, when I was reading Rockefeller's biography, that really resonated with me. And so when I started in business over 10 years ago, the only way I knew how to fund businesses was with my hard-earned cash. It was a very slow process. My second business, I learned about an equity partner. They bring the money, I do the work. I brought on the terrible partner, had to buy them out, but I did move quicker. And then on my next business, I learned about business loans. So I took on a business loan, I was paying 10% interest. And what it did for that business is it allowed me to move quick and take market share from my competitor. And then that actually led to an acquisition of that travel company. But at the end of the day, I was paying interest on that loan. So I saw how much it moved, how much it let me move quicker and led to an acquisition, which was amazing. And then I learned about business credit cards where you can get 0% interest for the first 1 to 2 years. So you're not using your own money, you're not giving away equity, and you're not paying interest for that first 12 to 18 months. So it solved all of my funding issues that I had the previous 7 years. And then I realized no one knows how to do this because they don't teach it in school. Just like tax strategy, you have to be proactive to learn these things. And that's what I did, and I'm teaching thousands of people. So to do this, you don't need an aged business. If you have one, it helps. You don't need to have cash flow or revenue. You don't need to have tax returns or financials. What you do need is just some sort of active LLC. Okay, an active LLC, have a social security number, works for Americans. And on that point, this credit product is only available to Americans. If you're a Canadian citizen and you don't have a social security number, they don't really have 0% interest cards. Europe, certainly not. Like, this is such an amazing resource that we have as Americans. And I think potentially it's a disservice to not take advantage of it because you can just start more businesses, scale your business to the next level, hire more equipment, use the money as a down payment to acquire a business, hire certain people, go rent studio space to make content, whatever it is in your business, or use to furnishings of an Airbnb that Carlton and his team, of course, talk about. And they helped me get one last year. That was fantastic and saved me a bunch of money. It's fantastic. And then you need a 700 plus credit score.